Okay, welcome to Street Food Tour in Hanoi. Unfortunately, something went wrong with the microphone on the GoPro. I didn't even realize that until I finished up in Chiang Mai because I did make some videos in Thailand, but unfortunately, I didn't bring my laptop with me because it's kind of a hassle, especially when you go through security. And I just want to use the SD cards and just put everything on there. Had I had my laptop, I would have found that out. But anyway, it's better to have video than nothing at all, or only voice like old time radio shows. So here we are. This is our first stop. You see a lot of the green stuff in Vietnam. They love to have green stuff. No wonder the people are so lean in Vietnam. Yeah, they tend to be in the lean side. Lots of fresh fruits, vegetables, and stuff like lettuce. This purple leaf right there. I'm not sure what's the name of it, but they got a lot of healthy food over there. So the people in the video there, they're from different hotels. They're not from my hotel. I'm the only one from my hotel. You don't see me in there, but you know what I look like. Um, these guys here on the right, I believe they said they from Australia. The two guys. People in the middle there from America. The lady, I believe she said she was from maybe Houston, Texas. And the guy from Flushing, New York, which is not that far from me. It's like if you take the number 7 train from 42nd Street over there, Grand Central, and you take it right out to Flushing. There's another Chinatown out there. That's a different story. If you check through my videos, you will see I did some videos on Flushing Chinatown. It's really a big area, encompassing, much bigger than the one in Manhattan. Because over the years there's been a lot of encroachment on the Manhattan Chinatown, and everything got really more expensive. The land, the property, the rents. It's not like it used to be, because around the pandemic time, I remember some businesses, some restaurants that were in Chinatown for many years, they had to close up because you couldn't sit people in the restaurant due to the pandemic, so they were losing a lot of money, and the rent was due, so some of these restaurants folded. Yeah. Even there's a Thai restaurant there, right in the corner, I think, by Baxter Street, right there off Canal Street. And there was a lady from Thailand. She was visiting. My friend asked me to take her to get a Pfizer shot. So after the Pfizer shot, I took her down to Chinatown. So we're gonna go eat some Thai food in Chinatown. Then there was a sign there saying they're out of business. Yeah, they closed. And also there was another sign down near Wall Street by Fulton Street, right in the financial area. There was a restaurant named Benny's. I made a video on that too. They went out of business, and they said they were there when there was 9/11. That was dramatic. And they were there for Sandy, when Sandy, the water came in and did a lot of destruction. And they managed to survive those, 9/11, which was 2001, September 11, 2001. Then Sandy was back in around, I believe, at the end of early October, and there was like a Hurricane Sandy, and it reached New York as a storm, but it did a lot of destruction, forced a lot of water into the subways, and like the our train subway was knocked out. You couldn't go down in there. The water reached up to the ceiling. And down at Whitehall Street, near where the Staten Island Ferry is, all that you couldn't use. There was water, all the electrical system, millions and millions of dollars had to be spent to repair all that stuff. So, getting back to the point here, so Benny's, when I took that same lady down there, the Thai lady, I showed her, I said, look at that. This business, they went out of business. They had a sign there. I didn't even know. It said that they survived 9/11. They survived Sandy, which was in 2011, around, I think, the end of September, early October. But the pandemic, they couldn't survive. The pandemic really, really affected them because, you know, you need people to come into your business to sit down, to eat, serve them. That's how you make your money. And the pandemic, the rules say no, you can't have an open restaurant. You can't have people come in and sit next to each other. Remember back then, you're supposed to keep like 6 feet. Even in the subways, there were signs. Stay 6 feet. How is that possible in New York? Especially if you're in the subway, but that's how it was. 6 feet. So this lady right there, you see right there, wearing the eyeglasses, she's the tall lady, the tour guide. Her name is Lynn, L-I-N-H. She sure knows her stuff around. She walks very fast though. It was hard to keep up with her. Yep. I nearly got lost a few times. But anyway, so getting back to Benny's. So Benny's said that they couldn't survive the pandemic. The pandemic really did them in. And it did a number of businesses too. Like in Chinatown, some of the businesses that were there for a long time, they had to end up closing down. And see. But a lot of the Thai businesses were more affected because those are two Thai restaurants that I mentioned. The one right there by Baxter Street in Chinatown, and the one by Fulton Street in the financial section over there, not too far from Wall Street. However, if you look at the Chinese restaurants, especially like the takeout food, those were never really affected. So I said, you know, the Chinese model whereby they have like takeout and so forth, they survived. They were able to survive the pandemic. But the Thai model is usually you go into the restaurant and you sit down. There was one Thai restaurant near where I was working last year, like a few blocks away. It was a kitchen only. wasn't a restaurant. The first time I seen something like that. And I went there and ordered food, and I had to come back in like 15 minutes to pick up my food. 15-20 minutes. And it was cold. So I didn't want to go back in the building where I worked. So I walked around. I went walking in the cold, but I was properly dressed, so that wasn't really an issue. And I came back and I got my food. So that's the only Thai restaurant that I know of that you pick up. You don't eat in there. It's like you order, you can call, or you can get on their website and you can place an order and you get your food. You give your credit card number or what have you, and you get the food. So here we are in this video, the first one at this restaurant here. We're trying out the delicacy. We have to wrap the food, you see. Those wrapped there, I believe those are made of like rice, and then you wrap with the vegetables and so forth. So if you eat like that every day, you're not gonna get fat, you know. You don't have to worry about gaining weight if you eat like, if you have a diet like that, like they have in Vietnam there. Yeah. All right, see you in the next video.